Mafia, and welcome back to the channel. As we kick off 2025, I'm on a mission to snag 100 platinum trophies. And what better way to start than the Mafia trilogy? What happens when you mix Grand Theft Auto, Gran Turismo, and The Godfather all into one? You get Mafia. With the new Mafia game announced towards the end of last year, Mafia: The Old Country, I wanted to relive the franchise, and where better to start than the original. If you want to follow me on this year's platinum journey, please do make sure to like, subscribe, hit a comment on the video what games I need to be platinum in this year, and let's get into it. First thing we are going to do is a blind playthrough of the story on the hardest difficulty, classic mode, as that is what is required for the platinum. Since it's been nearly 23 years since I last played the game, I don't really remember the story, so I'm hoping to experience it again for the first time. Then once the story is completed, it should just be a matter of cleaning up and we will be done with our first platinum of the year. First up is the trophy Chase Through the Night you get for completing the mission, an offer you can't refuse. We slip into the shoes of Tommy Angelo, a humble taxi driver who stumbles into the dark world of the Mafia.
Oh! Son of a bitch! Watch out! Get up, Polly! There's a taxi here! We'll be okay! Move it! Come on!
Force the chauffeur, Paulie and Sam, two hardened gangsters, we get a crash course in this game's driving mechanics. And trust me, classic mode will put your skills to the test. We escape and we drop the boys off, getting paid, and that's it. We're done helping the Mafia completely.
Compensation for your services.
Better to be poor and alive than rich and dead. So, right there, back then, I was out.
Oh, first trophy, Chase Through the Night. Completed, an offer you can't refuse. There we go. No turning back now. The back streets of Little Italy is the next trophy for completing the mission, Running Man. And when I said we're done helping with the Mafia, I meant it, as we're right back to being a taxi driver, giving passage to those lovely people of Lost Heaven to their destination.
Here you go. St. Michael's. That'll be 30 cents.
The only tip I'll give you is to stop smoking in your vehicle. I felt like I was sitting in an ashtray.
Oh, wait.
Whoa, Jesus! Oh.
Hey, how you doing, pal? You remember me?
We get ambushed by the men who Sam and Paulie were shooting at, so we make a beeline to our new friends in the Mafia, who scared off the big scary men, and just like that, we're introduced to the family.
Yeah. He's gonna want to hear about this.
We're not in the Mafia yet, though, as we still need to prove ourselves by getting back at the dudes who smashed up our taxi and completing the mission Molotov Party.
Okay, Tommy Angelo. All the Morello's grills hang out at a bar he owns. Paul, you know the place.
Sure do, boss.
Good. You can ride along with Tommy. There's a lot right next to the bar where they park their cars. Go smash up a few tin cans, send Morello a message. He can't rough up hard-working Joes in my neighborhood without getting a black eye.
But before we leave, we explore the bar and come across our first of what is sure to be many collectibles in these types of games, being a cigarette card, and we get family history.
White House Press Secretary George Akerson spoke of public programs that had increased
Oh. That looked like a collectible. Found the gangsters of the United States cigarette card. It's time to prove ourselves, to join the family and get revenge on the guys who beat up our taxi with baseball bats and molly their cars. We then need to escape the police, and apparently all of that is enough to join a Mafia. When we get back, something piques my interest as it was glowing. And it's here we get our first pulp mag, and we get the next trophy, Pulp Fiction.
This one's better. Up of a better car with a broken window? Fresh
You head back to the Don, who gives you the sales pitch, and just like that, you're in. You're given the ground rules and the next trophy the way this city works.
But you need to understand we have a few rules around here, so you listen and listen good.
A barman Luigi is not much of a cook. But his daughter Sarah, Maron.
For the next trophy, Gangs of Lost Heaven, we need to complete the mission Ordinary Routine. Joining the Mafia, we now have to do Mafia-style things like shakedowns.
Bill at the motel was a little short last month, so make sure he pays us the interest he owes.
No problem, boss.
Some go good,
It's under the table, brown envelope.
and some don't go so smoothly.
Tom, I took one.
Jesus Christ, Paulie!
Tell Salieri from here on out this place is ours. Capiche?
We have to go in and save Sam. Once you've saved Sam, you have to chase after the money, and once we ran them off the road, we get the trophy.
I should have took off there and then. But I couldn't go back to being a nobody.
We get our next trophy, Neighborhood Hero, for completing the mission Fair Play, where there's a local race happening. The mission is called Fair Play, so obviously we're going to sabotage the rival family's car so that our driver can win. So we take Morello's car across town to a garage that messes up the controls and makes it harder to drive. On the way back, I caused an accident, forcing the police to arrive, and I was not going quietly. That gave us the trophy, not taken in, for just resisting arrest from the police.
He's on foot now, trying to run.
Do not move.
Race day comes around, and it turns out that our driver got beat up, so we have to race instead. And up until this point, we've been flying through the missions easily, but all that was about to change with this next trophy supercharged, where we have to win the race for the Don. You might be thinking, oh, it's not that hard. 68% of players have already completed this trophy. But remember, to get the trophy Made Man, we need to complete the game on the hardest difficulty, which actually hasn't been too hard up until now. Playing on Classic locks the driving difficulty to simulation, and this race alone is where most trophy hunters give up. But me, a grade A certified gamer, I didn't think it was going to be that bad. Simulation mode for driving is just that. Braking, acceleration, drift, spin, all go into the driving, and with the difficulty being on Classic, the rest of the cars have Lewis Hamilton in the driver's seat. After a lot of trial and error, and I mean a lot. What the... Gotta be kidding me. You what the... Oh, come on! Oh, come the fuck on! I had the course down. I knew the turns, I knew the shortcuts, and I was poised to win and get that trophy on the final turn. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I just stay locked wheels. No! Safe to say I was close to needing a new controller, and I truly thought the race was going to stand in the way of me and my first platinum of the year, but I took a deep breath and gave it one last shot. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! Thank God for that. Now, with that dumb, unfair race out of the way, the platinum run is back on. But we're not done with this mission yet, as we need to take Paulie home. And this is where we run into the game's first and only missable trophy, not classy, for taking Paulie to a brothel instead of home. This trophy doesn't actually change the task or notify you where one is. You just have to wait out for the audio cue from Paulie and find that brothel. Luckily, I have YouTube to help with that. Once we've dropped him off, we get the trophies Not Classy and Neighborhood Hero.
Remember, a regular exercise program.
Come on, pal. You don't want puke in your glove box, and I don't want to puke in your glove box. Drive me home, for Christ's sake. Girls, it's me, Paulie.
Ah, jeez. Sweet dreams, tough guy.
For completing the mission Sarah, we unlock the trophy A Good Night for a Walk anyways. This mission throws us into a whirlwind of emotions as we're tasked with the seemingly simple challenge of walking the bartender's daughter home. But don't be fooled, this walk involves a delicate balancing act, delivering some much needed food, admiring some flowers, and unfortunately neutralizing a group of thugs who were harassing Sarah. Let's just say this walk is anything but ordinary.
No. And the heat's out.
Eso todo.
Next up, we earned Storm Cloud over Chinatown by completing the mission Better Get Used to It. In this mission, we're tasked with delivering a not-so-friendly message to the thugs who harassed Sarah earlier. On the way, we come across a magazine, which is another one of the collectibles, Comic Violence, and that gets us the trophy, Comic Violence.
Gonna know these punks when you see them?
Yeah. No, I guess if I don't.
All we really want is a peaceful conversation, but things quickly escalate. The main culprit manages to slip away, but he underestimated the driving skills of our newfound Grand Prix champ. In a spectacular display of reckless driving, they cause a massive car crash. Left with the last two, we hesitate, conflicted by the violence, but Paulie, hardened by the Mafia lifestyle, steps up and finishes the job for us.
Please, I don't want to fucking die, man.
Christ, Tom. Hey, let's get out of here before the bulls show up, huh?
Where the Don tells us that this guy survived. So while Sam goes and takes care of him, we need to go and take out a manager who wants to sell the hotel to Morello. So after we quickly dispatch him, we blow up his office and make our way over to the church to see if Sam has completed the job.
That make us even.
Which he did, and all we have to do now is escape the police, which we do flawlessly.
Thanks again, Sam, for helping me out back there. I thought my time was up.
It's not anything you wouldn't do for me.
I know. But when you come that close to biting it, Christ, it's something.
Don't need to tell me about that. Just don't think about it. Best lesson I could ever teach you. Don't think about anything.
Next up, we unlock the Your Canute Cousin trophy by completing the mission A Trip to the Country. We're sent to check on Sam, who's conducting a deal with our Canadian counterparts for some bootleg whiskey. But things go south quickly as the police raid Sam's left injured. We rush him into the car and attempt a hasty getaway, but things get chaotic fast. We find ourselves pursued by a 1930s era armored car tank. I didn't even know they existed back then. It seems like a daunting task, but most of the events are scripted. After a few well-placed mollies, we complete the mission surprisingly quick.
Marry me.
before the rat in the house, we tackle the mission of murder. Don Salieri reveals a shocking truth. A mole is leaking information to our rivals. And the traitor? None other than Frank, the Don's right-hand man. After a tense stakeout, we track Frank to the airport. We infiltrate the airport without being seen, ready to execute our orders. But in a surprising turn of events, we let him go.
God damn you, Frank.
For a guy who's supposed to be a ruthless killer, we're surprisingly merciful.
It's a hell of a thing.
The next trophy, Blood on Beach Hill, is for completing the mission Visiting Rich People. And if visiting rich people means sneaking through a maze, taking out the guards, breaking into a dirty prosecutor's house, stealing the documents for the Don, escaping the police, then I guess, yes, we're visiting.
Good night.
Night.
With Frank out of the picture, the family was falling on hard times. We need to make a great deal. In fact, Paulie has the plan. For completing the mission, we get the trophy best laid plans. All we have to do is make it look like we're stealing booze off Don Morello's alcohol cellar. We get pulled up on and have to protect the truck from the Morellos. Once we defend the truck and deliver the truck safely to our hideout, we complete our mission.
And brass buttons. Good work, son. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all of you. Saludo. Saludo.
The next trophy, the day the war began, is for completing the mission Bon Appetit. Salieri's crime family has enjoyed a long run of success, so he decides to celebrate with a lavish dinner at his favourite Italian restaurant. But the festivities are cut short when Morello's goons storm the restaurant, unleashing a hail of bullets.
What the hell? Morello!
You're forced to react quickly, flanking the attackers by exiting through the back door. A brutal fight ensues, and you eliminate all threats. Salieri suspects Carlo, his trusted lieutenant, of betraying him. You're dispatched to Carlo's residence to confront him. A high-speed chase ensues, with Carlo desperately trying to escape up a fire escape. As he ascends, you fire a single shot, and Salieri delivers the final blow. For the Death on the Water trophy, we pull off the Happy Birthday mission. This involves going into full hitman mode, disguising ourselves as a sailor, sneaking onto a luxury yacht, and assassinate a politician who is deeply in Morello's pocket. We steal a pistol from the janitor, patiently wait for the perfect moment, and then eliminate our target swiftly. We make a clean getaway, leaving no trace of our involvement. The next trophy, When God Stops Smiling, complete for the next mission. We are finally going to go on the offensive and take out Sergio, one of Morello's top earners, and his brother. Apparently Sergio is really lucky, but let's see how lucky he is when we plant a bomb on his car.
Oh, Christ. Hey! Stop!
I suppose his wife isn't as lucky. Turns out Sam and Paulie have found him at the diner. We head over there and we end up chasing him down back to the docks, and after mowing through Sergio's men, we finally catch up to him, and he's not so lucky now.
You just winged me, asshole! You think you're the guy who's gonna kill me? What did I tell you? No one can touch me.
You ain't that lucky.
The trophy we got when Morello tried to take out Salieri was the day the war began. So you can imagine what's going to happen in this next mission, with the trophy being the day the war ended. We finally had enough of Morello, and it was time to go after him, where he leads us to the airport after some immaculate driving, and after taking out a bunch of his men, he takes off on a plane that we shoot out of the sky. After tracking the plane down all across Lost Heaven, we find Morello and put an end to him.
He knows it now.
Yeah, pal. That'll do it.
Come on. Let's make tracks.
See you on the other side, Marku.
With Morello out of the picture, it was finally time to relax.
Now, we gotta talk about this Turnbull.
Never mind. The Don wants us to take out another politician. He's flapping his gums about cracking down on our business, which, if I'm being honest, doesn't sound unreasonable. Doing so gets us the trophy, a view from the top, where we climb an abandoned prison guard tower, take out the sniper rifle that has been left there for us, and snipe the guy who wants to stop us. Now, the issue with doing this is the police don't like it, and we need to successfully escape the prison. We have the opportunity to get the trophy heat from the cops for escaping while at 5 stars. But by the time we leave, we are still on 4 stars, so we cause a little more mayhem and make a break for it, getting the trophy. Along with the trophy, a view from the top.
I go to work.
Tom, don't do nothing you don't want to be remembered for, you hear me?
Probably too late for that.
For the Into the Lion's Den trophy, we tackle the mission just for relaxation. With Morello out of the picture and that annoying politician silenced, it's time for some real Mafia business. We are tasked with stealing a shipment of diamonds hidden within a crate of cigars. We manage to navigate the treacherous operation undetected, evading the watchful eyes of the federal agents. Back at the safe house, we open the crate only to discover a shocking surprise. The diamonds have been replaced with a stash of drugs, something that Don said he would never touch.
It's dope.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're already hooked, pal.
Maybe.
During the previous mission, where we were en route to steal the cigars, Paulie confessed his desire to pull off a bank heist without the Don's knowledge. After the Don's betrayal with the fake diamonds, Paulie decides it's time to act. For completing the mission Moonlighting, we unlock the trophy That Last Big Score. Paulie and I execute a meticulously planned bank heist. We successfully steal a fortune and make a clean getaway, pulling off one of the biggest heists in the city. Paulie takes off with the loot, instructing me to meet him at his place the following morning to split the spoils.
Sure. We gotta go. I'll see you tomorrow.
Unless I'm halfway to Hawaii. Oh, come on. I'm kidding. Hey, I couldn't have done this without you. I know that. Go home, celebrate with Sarah. Come by my place in the morning. We'll split up the dough.
Yeah, okay. Good luck.
See you around, pal.
We wake up the day after the heist and head over to Paulie's to get our split, and getting in our car actually gave us the trophy. Quite the collection for driving 15 different vehicles. We head over to Paulie's only to find...
Jesus.
We get a call from Sam and tell him Paulie's dead.
Sam.
And to tell him to meet us at the art gallery, where we find out that Sam was the one who told the Don and killed Paulie.
You killed Paulie.
No. Paulie got himself killed.
And you seem real tore up about it.
I'm just in a good mood. Things are right between me and the Don. I'm moving up. And I just found this big bag of money.
We storm through a bunch of what I guess is our men and catch up to Sam. We tag him and it comes down to a straight 1v1 where Sam doesn't know he didn't stand a chance. Finishing that gets us the trophies Made Man, Life of Crime, and Friends and Family.
You can't do it, can you? Always that little voice in the back of your head. Maybe sounds like your baby girl. Or Sarah. Always telling you not to pull that trigger. And you can't make up your mind.
It's getting easier every time you open your fucking mouth.
We sure had some laughs, right? Remember that time? Me, you, and Paulie.
I sympathize with the situation, Tom, and I want to help your family, but I can't do anything unless you're willing to testify in court.
After we snitch on Salieri and the gang, we live happily ever after. But while I'm watering flowers on what I imagine was a Sunday morning, two gentlemen pull up. Two gentlemen we're going to get to know very well soon.
Well, let's just chase our dreams, even when they're moving too fast to catch. That keeps us from falling over when we're too tired to take another step. Mr. Angelo.
Yes. Mr. Salieri sends his regards.
With that absolute 10 of 10 story out of the way, it just leaves a variety of collectibles, a few miscellaneous tasks to do. All this can now be done in free ride mode, with me needing to go back into a few chapters to pick up comics and cards that I may have missed. First thing we need to do is bribe a police officer. We do this by going over the speed limit and getting a 1-star. When you pull over, follow the instructions the police give you, and then the trophy will pop. Next up is going 50 miles an hour in the Bolt Ace, a car which has a max speed of 46 miles an hour. So I need to find somewhere that's downhill and just send it. And just like that, we have the next trophy that motor can move. One thing I didn't realize is you can ride motorcycles until about 3/4 of the way through. And there's a trophy that goes along with that, which is to wheelie for 3 seconds. So we need to go to the garage, get the bike out, and whip it about. Next, let's try and get rid of the collectibles. One of the collectibles I didn't come across or notice once were mystery foxes. So we get a trophy for finding one. And for finding all 50 across the map. These mystery foxes are essentially just statues of foxes. They're sometimes hidden in walls, behind vehicles, behind things you need to climb. But once you've got all 50, you get mystery fox domination. There are collections of pulps, which I didn't know until I played this game are cheap, poorly made magazines located throughout the map. Some during missions, some littered in the map that you can find within free ride. You have Dime Detectives, Black Mask, Super Science Stories, and Terror Tales. There are 20 of each, and once the last one is collected, we get Lending Library. Then we have actual comics to add to the collection. There are 10, and that will get you the trophy Picture Book Connoisseur. There are 22 cigarette cards that contain images of the gangsters within the game, and once you've collected them all, some needed to chapter select to obtain them, you get the trophy full set. What was a random comment that was made at the end of a mission towards the beginning of the game turns out to be a set of missions the game doesn't actually make clear there are. There are 5 hidden cars in the game and you have to find them, with some of them being the best in the game, having me wish I unlocked them sooner so I could drive them around a little more. I mean, come on, look at this bad boy. Anyway, to locate these cars, you need to go to the gas station and pick up the postcards showing where they are in the map as hints. Doing that completed my collection and gave me the trophy Whole Story. So we start going for the cars and we get the first trophy for the first hidden car, which is on the trail.
He's gone. Go back to patrols. We'll get him next time.
Then when stealing a car to go to the next one, we unlock Car Enthusiast for picking the lock of 5 different cars. And then for finding all 5 cars, we get Car Thief number 1.
You got some trouble now. Put you down. Come get him. Jesus.
All that leaves one last trophy, and that is for collecting 30 different cars in the game. Now, you don't need to collect them, basically drive them. There are 38 different cars in the game, and by the time I completed all these trophies, I had 27. The way I got the last ones were to complete the different phone missions. Again, a set of missions that nobody tells you about in the game. In the hideout, there are notes all around the route, different rooms, from a Mr. Baskerville, and the missions range from killing a clown in the bank to taking a car to a garage. There are 3 missions that involve a bike, a car, and an electric car. Complete these and it will reward you them in your garage, giving you the Trophy Motor Museum. And finally, the Platinum. Mafia for me is a solid 9 out of 10 game. It is probably one of the best remasters I have seen. It didn't just update the graphics a little, they updated the graphics a lot. So much that when I went back to the original clips from the game, it looked like a completely different game. The voice acting and the cutscenes were all changed. Games back in 2002 were just starting out with the free roam and with the movie-like cutscenes. So the original voice acting is, let's say, a little dry and cliche. The Definitive Edition updated them and give it that movie feel, and in my opinion makes the story now a 10 out of 10. This has a feel of GTA, which a lot of people back then said it was a copy of, but when I looked, both of them came out in the same year, just a month or so apart. And where there are some similarities, Mafia makes an emphasis on the driving, such as staying within the speed limit to avoid the police, simulation driving controls, but GTA is all about causing as much chaos as possible. In short, this is a game I can say is very much worth trying. So much so, the next game we are going to be platinuming is Mafia 2. Now that I have that crime family itch. This year is going to be a big game for platinums on the channel. So please do let me know what games you want to see in the comments. And until next time, peace.